Emily had been struggling with anxiety and OCD for years. She felt like she was constantly battling her own mind, and while her intrusive thoughts and anxiety symptoms would pop up at any given moment. While working with Emily, she realized just how many misconceptions and myths that she had mistakenly believed surrounding these conditions. Here are 12 myths about anxiety and OCD that Emily stopped believing that may help you gain a new perspective as well. Myth number 1, anxiety and OCD are just a phase and they're going to go away on their own. False. Anxiety and OCD are experienced at different levels of severity. Everyone experiences anxiety to some extent. If OCD and anxiety are interfering in your quality of life by affecting your work, school, relationships, then they're diagnosed as mental health disorders that require treatment. Now, while some people may experience periods of remission, these disorders are chronic and can be lifelong if they're left untreated. Myth number 2, anxiety and OCD are caused by weakness or a lack of willpower or personal strength. Now, it feels ridiculous to even say that. It's false. Anxiety and OCD have nothing to do with weakness or character flaws. These disorders are caused by a combination of genetic, environmental, and neurological factors. Myth number 3, people with anxiety and OCD should just try to relax and not worry so much. Telling somebody with anxiety or OCD to just relax is like telling somebody with a broken leg to just walk it off. I mean, these disorders are not a choice, and people with anxiety and OCD cannot simply turn off their thoughts or feelings. Myth number 4, anxiety and OCD only affect certain types of people. False. Anxiety and OCD can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, race, or socioeconomic status. These disorders are more common than you might think. There's an estimated 40 million adults in the United States living with an anxiety disorder, and 1 in 40 adults living with OCD. Myth number 5, anxiety and OCD are easy to spot and diagnose. False. Anxiety and OCD can present in many different ways, and it can often be mistaken for other disorders and sometimes missed altogether or misunderstood. According to the National Institute on Health, it takes an average of 17 years for someone with OCD to receive adequate help. So it's important to seek the help of a qualified mental health professional and an anxiety or OCD specialist if they're available to get an accurate diagnosis and develop effective treatment plan. Myth number 6, anxiety and OCD are just a result of a stressful or traumatic event. False. Now, while stress and trauma can trigger anxiety and OCD symptoms, these disorders are not caused by a single event or experience. They're complex, they're multifaceted disorders that require a comprehensive treatment approach. Myth number 7, people with anxiety and OCD, they're just overreacting and being dramatic. False. The symptoms of anxiety and OCD can be intense and overwhelming, and they're not something that people can just snap out of. These disorders can be severe, they can affect many aspects of one's life, and they require treatment. Myth 8, anxiety and OCD can be cured with medication. Well, while medication can be helpful for some in managing certain symptoms of anxiety and OCD, it's rarely enough to fully treat these disorders. A comprehensive treatment plan should also include therapy and lifestyle changes. Myth number 9, anxiety and OCD only affect adults. False. Anxiety and OCD affect children and adolescents as well as adults, and it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms of these disorders as early as possible so that people can receive the needed intervention before the symptoms progress. Myth number 10, people with anxiety and OCD, they just can't live successful or fulfilling lives. That's very false. With proper treatment and support, people with anxiety and OCD can absolutely live full and rewarding lives. It may take time and effort, but recovery is possible. It's important to remember that if you struggle with these conditions, that they do not define you as a person and that you are not alone in the struggle. Myth number 11, you can manifest bad things to happen to you or to others if you have bad thoughts, images, or urges. That's false. The idea of manifesting and the power of attraction are widely debated topics, and the opinions vary. But manifesting is an example of magical or superstitious thinking. And there might be different opinions, but there is no real evidence to support the idea that manifesting and the power of attraction can directly cause specific outcomes. These ideas have unfortunately hurt people with anxiety and OCD who have unwanted intrusive thoughts that they can't control and they feel shameful for having them. We can intentionally have a thought, but we cannot intentionally not have a thought. Myth number 12, OCD and anxiety are curable. That's also a myth. It would be like saying once you get in shape, you're cured and you will never be out of shape again. Anxiety comes and goes. Our thoughts come and go. And, just like staying in shape, you learn what to do to treat your anxiety and your OCD to maintain those gains and maintain that recovery through your life. So if you or someone you know is struggling with anxiety or OCD, remember that these disorders are real, they're complex, they require proper treatment. I have more resources to help you at paigepradco.com. Don't let these myths and misconceptions hold you back from getting the help that you need and deserve. Until next time, I'll see you in session. Take care. Bye-bye.